Good afternoon, groovy citizens, and happy motivational Monday to each and every one of you. Y'all listen, today has been a beautiful day. It is 65 degrees out. It was a little breezy, so I wouldn't say that you could come out without a jacket or at least a sweater or a light jacket or a sweater, but it has been a beautiful day. And guess what? I'll take it. So let's jump into today's car conversation, y'all, because I have, about maybe an hour and 10 minutes or hour and 15 minutes or so that I need to get this video done. I got to run to the grocery store, get some milk, and then I need to run and get me some dinner because I have a conference call to get on at 5 o'clock. So today's topic is behaviors you should never tolerate. Y'all, this I'm trying to tell you is right up my alley. Let me say it again. Behaviors that you should never tolerate. If you know me, then you know this is based off of Stoic wisdom. I have 10 things to share with you, and I promise I will bid you good day. Number one, constant lying. We don't need to say any more. Constant lying. If they lie about small things, they will lie when it matters. Y'all, and you know, we all have told a little, what we call a little white lie, right? Because maybe you didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings when they said, you know, how does this outfit look? And you go, oh, that looks wonderful. Inside you're thinking it looks hideous as hell. And we do that because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. But the reality is that and we're talking about constant lying, not just a little lie here and there, but someone that constantly lies about everything. And sometimes it's the little things that people lie about. Well, if they lie about those things, they're going to lie when things really matter. So you've got to not tolerate that. Call people on it. Call BS and say, listen, now I know you're telling a lie, so I just need you to come clean with me and explain to them why it's important that they're honest with you. Because if they can't be honest with you now, what makes you think they're going to be honest with you later on down the road? Number two, disrespect. If they talk down to you, cut them off. Cut them off. You know what? I don't even really need to unpack that one. When people feel the need to talk down to you, you need to be cutting them off. I don't care who it is. It could be your pastor. It could be the deacon assigned to you. It could be the church clerk. It could be your supervisor. It could be your spouse, your kids. It doesn't matter who it is. When people feel like they can talk down to you, baby, you need to cut them off. Forgive them. Remember, we forgive people for us, but you need to cut them off because they have stepped over the boundaries, hopefully, that you've set. And they're showing you that they're going to treat you the way they want to treat you, regardless of what you say and or think. Number three, blaming others for everything. It shows zero accountability, and that makes them dangerous. Let me say that again. When you have somebody, that blames everybody else for whatever it is that's going on, and they never see the part that they played, that's a dangerous person because they refuse to take accountability. So you need to, as the topic says, that's a behavior you should not tolerate. Because when you or they don't take accountability, what you're saying is, I'm pointing out your flaws. And remember, when you point that finger at other folks, you got these three right here pointing right back, and the thumb pointing back at you. So be careful about pointing the finger at everybody. Number four, gossiping. If they talk about others, they will talk about you as well. Now, I'm not talking about your close circle of friends, or as we like to say, our good girlfriends. You know, we might give the tea to one another when we, catch up and, oh my goodness, girl, did you hear about ABCXYZ? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that person that you don't really deal with. I mean, you're cool with them, but you don't really deal with them like that. And they always come back telling you what somebody else said or what somebody else did. And then you all get to chit-chatting. And guess what? They're going to run back and tell whatever's going on with you to other people. So just remember that. Like I said, I'm not talking about the ones in your inner circle. I'm talking about them random folks that you're okay with, but y'all not really close, that always love to gossip and talk about everybody else. Number five, crossing your boundaries. Once you let things slide, they will push even harder. Did I not just talk about that when I talked about the whole disrespect piece? Yeah, I just talked about that. So when you set boundaries, and hopefully they are clear boundaries, so people can't say, oh, well, I didn't know that meant this. Yeah, it did. Set clear boundaries. Do not call me after 9 o'clock because I'm in the bed by then. I'm talking about me personally. Do not call me and all you want to do is complain, but you have no solution on how to fix whatever that issue is. Especially, we've talked about this before, okay? Do not, I mean, I have other boundaries too, but what I'm saying is you've got to set clear boundaries. And when people cross those boundaries, it's time to cut them off. Because every time you allow someone to cross that boundary line that you set, they're testing you. You don't realize it, but they are testing you. They're saying, okay, well, you know what? I stepped over that line just a little bit. Let me see what else I can get away with. And they're going to keep doing it and keep doing it because they're testing the fences to see where it's weak, if you will. And so you've got to stop people right in their tracks and say, listen, no, I have boundaries. You're crossing them. So now I'm going to have to cut you off. Love you from a distance, but you can't be around me because you don't respect my boundaries. Like I said, once they slide, they're going to keep pushing even harder, and it's going to get worse and worse. Number 6, playing the victim to avoid taking responsibility. And that's called manipulation. Come on now. We all know a narcissist or two in our lives, but that's called manipulation, when somebody likes to play the victim in order to avoid taking responsibility. Okay, a perfect example would be a man that chooses to cheat on his wife. And he says, well, I wouldn't have cheated if you were doing ABC, XYZ. I would not have had a need to go out and get it someplace else. And so he says all of that to make you feel bad about what you did or didn't do, to excuse his behavior. And yes, it can go both ways, but right now we're going to stick with this. And so they think it excuses their behavior because you didn't do what you needed to do. They decided to go get it someplace else instead of taking responsibility for what they did. Now they're playing the victim. Oh, I wouldn't have cheated if you had been doing this, that, or the third. No, you probably would have still been cheating. But don't throw shade on what somebody else didn't do. Take responsibility for what you did. You cheated. Period. End of sentence. It's not a I cheated but. See, whenever you put a but right there, that but says comma and there's something else. It's just I cheated. Period. I'm sorry. So you've got to get rid of those people that always want to play the victim so they don't have to take responsibility for what they did. Number 7, backhanded compliments. That's not kindness. It's hidden envy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Backhanded comments when somebody says, oh, girl, that's a nice house. I love that house. I wouldn't have bought it. It's too small for me. Or it's not in the right neighborhood. And you're thinking, you're excited because you just bought this new house, right? And you think they're happy for you. No, they're not. They're being envious by making that backhanded comment. That's a nice house for you, but it wouldn't work for me. It's too small. It's not in the right neighborhood. I don't like the neighbors, or whatever it is that whatever shade they continue to throw. Or they say, oh, you got a good man, or you have a good woman. It couldn't be for me, though, because I like my man tall, or I like my man short and stumpy, or whatever your like may be. So be careful about people that throw these backhanded comments. I'm sorry. Yeah, compliments. I'm sorry. Backhanded compliments. Be careful of those people. See, they'll say something nice, but then they'll kind of pull it back and throw some shade in there, too. Be careful about those people. And when the need arises, you got to call them on it. I know you might be thinking, oh, I ain't paying them no mind. They're just hating. Yeah, they are hating, but you need to let them know that you know they're hating and that you will not tolerate that. Because if they can't just be happy for you, then they don't need to be around you. Why are they there? Because, see, those are the same people. Let me say this, and I'm going to move on because I'm going back to my notes. But they're the same people that when they're doing something big or small, and you're like, oh, my God, that is so nice. I am so happy for you. Oh, my goodness. And you're genuinely happy for them. But you don't have any backhanded comments. You're not saying, oh, that house is so beautiful. But can you really afford that? Well, that's a whole lot of house. That's a whole lot of electric bills and light bills, water bills, all that other good stuff. You're not doing that. You're just genuinely happy for them. So there's a difference. And like I said, when people want to throw backhanded compliments, stop them in their tracks and say, hold up, wait a minute. That's what we're not going to do. We're not doing that right there. because those people are really not happy for you. They really are envious that you have the things that you have. Or here's another one. I'm sorry, I promise I'm going back to my notes, but here's another one. When you want to start that business and you're excited and you telling your whoever that person is closest to you, and you're like, girl or man, I'm getting ready to start this business. I'm going to be doing ABCXYZ. And they're listening, they're nodding, and they're smiling. And then they hit you with well, do you think it's time? I mean, the economy is bad. Why don't you wait till next year? Or why don't you wait till next summer and see how things are going to be? No. If God dropped in your spirit to start that business now, start it now. Those, again, are people that are not genuinely happy for you. They're envious that God has placed something in you that you're actually running with. Because God's placed something in them too. They're just not doing anything with it. But don't listen to that. Do not listen to that, because you will talk yourself right out of a blessing that God personally handed to you. All right, going back to my notes. Number 8, ignoring your time and energy. That's a lack of respect towards you. When people ignore your time and your energy, that can mean you had something to do. They were supposed to do something so that you could do what you needed to do, because you've got to turn that assignment in at a set amount of time. And they waited till the last minute and didn't have their part together. They don't respect your time, because you said to them, listen, I need this by close of business, because I've got to get it to wherever it's going the next day. They took their time and hit you up and said, hey, listen, you know what? I didn't get around to doing whatever that thing is, so I'm not going to be able to get it to you tonight. Can I get it to you tomorrow? That is having a lack of respect for your time. And in terms of your energy, excuse me, that could be people just draining on you all the time with every problem that they have. My thing is, baby, when you got all them problems, take it to God. Take it to God, the one that can fix your problem. Yes, I am your friend. Yes, I care. And you're always welcome to share with me, because I will definitely pray for you and with you about your situation. But I need you to take it to God as well. People don't respect your energy when they're constantly leaking on you and draining on you. That drains your energy. And sometimes people get so caught up with what they're doing, they don't care. And sometimes they're not caught up, they still don't care. So you've got to let people know that's not acceptable, okay? Number 9, using guilt to control you. Stand firm and don't negotiate with guilt. There are people that will guilt trip you into doing any and everything that they want you to do. And some of y'all fall for it every time. Well, I'm just not happy in this relationship because you've changed. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You're not doing the other. And they're trying to guilt trip you to make you do what it is they want you to do. And when you say to them, well, listen, we need to get back on track in this relationship. You want me to do this, but you have yet to do what I've asked you to do. See, because there are people like that. They want you to do what they want, but they're not willing to do the thing that you've asked them to do. And then they try to make you feel guilty. Well, let me let you in a little secret. You can't make me feel guilty. You just can't. You can try, but I promise you I won't. I will not feel guilty. If you feel like you need to leave because I'm not giving you what you need or what you want, feel free to go. Can I help you pack? Because you will not guilt trip me and make me do something that I don't want to do. It's just that simple. And I'm asking you all to stop allowing people to do that to you as well. And number 10, betraying your trust and expecting forgiveness. Let me say, when I saw this one, I was torn. I was really, really torn. And I'm going to tell you why. I was torn because the Bible teaches us forgiveness. Just like, and I've shared with people before, you cannot expect God to forgive you and you're not willing to forgive others. You just can't. And that's not the way it works. Okay. So again, this is based off Stoic principle, and it says betraying your trust and expecting forgiveness. Well, I'm gonna say maybe not expecting. I'm gonna say expecting forgiveness right away. Because I do know that when people betray your trust, there's a process that you have to go through in order to be able to forgive that person. So I'm going to take it as that's what this is talking about. But as I wrote in my notes right here, I really did. Everybody deserves another chance, but not everybody deserves a seat at your table. I'm going to let that marinate in your spirit just for a second. Everybody deserves a second chance, but not everybody deserves a seat at your table. What does that mean, Michelle? Well, it means that everybody deserves to be forgiven. God has forgiven us for some things that we have done. And if people knew that you had done those things, they might just give you the side eye like, what? You did what? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. We all have some skeletons in our closet. Some of y'all have a whole lot of skeletons. Some only have a few, but we all have skeletons in our closet. And so again, we cannot go to God in prayer and say, Lord, forgive me for saying this or doing that, or not saying something I should have, or not doing something that I should have, and you're not willing to forgive that man or that woman. It doesn't work that way. God is not in the business of just forgiving you and not forgiving other people. And if God can forgive you for the things that you've done, then you can certainly find it in your heart to forgive that person. Now, you may not do it the same day. You might not even do it the next day. But the thing is that you've got to forgive. You've got to forgive. And I know it's not easy. It's not easy. Now, here's what I'm also not saying. I'm not saying that you have to call them up and say, hey, I forgive you. You don't have to do that. But in your heart, you need to say, Lord, I forgive Judy for what she did. Or I forgive Craig for what he did. Whoever those people may be. And if you just want to, you can go to that person, especially let me say this. If they come to you asking for forgiveness after you have had some time to process it and pray about it, then yes, say to that person, I forgive you. But I think going forward, we just need to part ways. It's all right to do that. Again, forgiveness does not necessarily mean reunion. I can forgive you, but I don't want to have that. We excuse me, we can't have that relationship anymore because you betrayed my trust. Just like in the Bible, Judas betrayed God's trust, did he not? Now, God already knew that Judas was going to betray his trust, so it didn't come as a surprise to him. But when people betray our trust, a lot of times it is a surprise to us. And all I'm saying is forgive as we ask God to forgive us. But also know that that doesn't mean that you have to have a reunion with that person or that you want to sit and break bread with that person. It doesn't mean that at all. Y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Thank you for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you, to encourage you, to motivate, and to inspire you. It is always my hope and prayer that the things that I share with you help you to become a better person, to maybe open your mind to think about some things that you haven't even thought about, or maybe just being able to forgive somebody. Whatever that thing is that you got, it is my hope and prayer that whatever I said today resonates with you and helps you to become a better person. Become the person that God has called you to be. Become the person that God can, at the end of your life, shake his head and say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Go out there, you guys. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. It's about 65 degrees here in the DMV. Enjoy the rest of this day. No matter where you go, what you do, have fun. Just be safe, okay? Do that for me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. You know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Either way, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap the bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. And share this video with somebody that you know can benefit from it. Feel free to save it. Send it to yourself. Give this video a thumbs up because it does help the algorithm with getting my content out to other people. If you do that, I would be ever so grateful. And again, y'all listen, I love you to the moon and back. And there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing you can ever do to change it. I love you too much to let you stay the way you are, which is why I pour into you 3 times a week, because I truly love each and every one of you. Most of you I don't know. Many of you I've never met and probably never will get a chance to meet. And that's all right because I still love you. And as you go about the rest of your day, y'all, remember to pray for me because I'm always praying for you. And watch God change things. The best is yet to come. Love you all. We'll talk again on Wednesday.